Hi, how y'all doing? It is cold, okay, but it's okay. I'm going to talk about the myth of the hardworking, illegal Central Americans. Now, I'm not racist, I'm real. Okay, I'm just talking about this world I live in. It's real, and this is what happens in this world. Okay, now, it is a myth, in my opinion. This is all my opinion, y'all. It is a myth, it is a lie. Okay, I've been hearing it for years. When I lived in the deep southeast, I remember a white man said, well, they work like dogs. Okay, in other words, they're very hardworking people. Another white man said, I trust them with my life. Okay, I have seen Central Americans, illegal Central Americans, they would drive a $40,000 contractor's truck, and of course they're going to wreck it later on because they can't drive. Okay, now, I observe construction sites. I have better things to do in the course of a day than go look at it, but sometimes I do come across a big construction site, and I just watch them. I sit in my car and I just watch them to see what they're doing. And I have seen them throw a brick from from point A to point B, and they paid $33 an hour for that. And then they'll go to point B and then throw the brick to point A. Okay, $33 an hour to do that. Okay, I have seen them hammer a wheelbarrow. I've seen that a lot of times. They will hammer a wheelbarrow, dang, 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 because the thinking is, if the superintendent of the construction site hears that noise, then they would believe that they're actually working. So I've seen that quite a bit, hammering on a wheelbarrow. I see them climb on ladders. There's no reason to do that at all. But like I said, it makes the superintendent believe that they're actually working. Carry a brick from point A to point B for no apparent reason. Okay, and I remember this one. I saw one take a sledgehammer and hammer a piece of metal in the ground for no reason whatsoever. It was a group of them. They were hammering, or at least one was hammering a piece of metal in the ground. No reason at all to do that. But, like I said, it gave the superintendent of the construction site the illusion that they were working. I have seen them go into the wrong bathroom because not only can they not read in English, they can't read in their own language too. So actually what they do is a little bit of nothing all day. And they get paid $23 an hour, $15 an hour. They don't do any work that any black man or any white man could do. And frankly, they don't do any more work than I could do. I mean, the work that they do, I could do. Okay? Or any American woman could do, to tell the truth. Okay? The work is shoddy. We hired a contractor. The contractor hired some illegals. They came over here and put the window in wrong, so now we got to get a refund. Okay, I've heard complaints about houses. They are not centered properly, particularly Ryan homes. They're not centered properly. The kitchen flooring is off center, is diagonal. Sinks are off, everything is off. Because they don't know how to measure. They don't know what an inch is or what a millimeter is. I remember these townhouses not too far from where I live. They were $90,000 plus townhouses. They were built in 30 days by a Central American workforce, and they all shoddy. I mean, they ain't worth nothing. And when you build a house that quickly, when you build a house or a townhouse that quickly, all you have was a dollhouse. That's all you have was a dollhouse. Fragile dollhouse. Okay? 99.99% of the female illegals are on welfare. EBT, housing subsidies, welfare. The government gives them a check every month. The government buys their food every month. The government pays the rent every month. If they have a baby every year, the government pays for that too. Okay? That's real. That's what's going on. 99.99% of the female illegals on welfare. Okay? Now, what they really do is take jobs from people. They are takers. They're taking jobs from the black man and the white man, in particular the construction industry. They're taking those jobs. Okay? They're taking jobs in the agriculture industry that blacks used to do. Okay? They are takers. Okay? The myth Okay, let me get back to that later. The food processing jobs that blacks and whites used to do. Food processing all kinds of food. Chicken, candy, etc. Ice cream. And there have been so many recalls. Chicken, turkey, why? E. coli, which comes from not washing your hands after the bathroom. Okay? The myth is, and they keep perpetuating the myth, is that they do work that nobody wants. And that is not true, because Americans used to do all those jobs. They just take jobs that Americans used to have. That's more accurate. Okay? And the Koreans that own the dry cleaners, they have kind of taken over those, really by intimidation. It's like what they're telling the Koreans: if you hire us, or you're not going to get our business, blah, blah, blah. They're hired by intimidation. Now, why do the contractors, particularly the white contractors, hire the illegals? Why? Because they, on paper, they do not exist. DNE is actually a mathematical term. Does not exist. The number does not exist. They do not exist on paper. They don't have a social security number. So therefore, the contractors do not have to pay Social Security taxes, FICA taxes, federal, state, and local taxes. They just give them cash, $200 for the day. Duh. Okay? Because they do not exist on paper. That's why the contractors hire them. And the contractors think that they'll get the job done. Well, we get the job done. That's the logic that the contractors would use. We're getting the job done, but we don't have to pay all these taxes. No, they're getting the shoddy job done. Okay? That's correct. Okay, now 99.99% of them are on welfare. 99.99% of the women who are illegals are on welfare. They cannot exist in this country without welfare, which means, a welfare check, EBT food stamps, and the housing subsidies. That's what I mean by welfare. Okay, the eat, sleep, and drink welfare. Let's get real. Let's get real and honest about who's in this country. Have a nice day.